So like we got a song like Warriors, where I talk about I name drop bare like African kings and warriors and say this is where we've come, this is our bloodlines. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is who you are. Be proud of who you are.
And the fact that you go on for generations and generations and generations and generations and generations of awesomeness, and it's not like slavery was a massive thing, and but I think people need to remember what happened prior to that.
Yeah,
you see what I'm
because
saying?
when they came to Africa, they didn't find slaves.
No, they found kings. They found
they found civilization.
This is the Wordlife show on Ujima Radio.
Mad.
So it's mad.
It's really mad. I don't know. I always say that. It become a thing that I just started saying before we go into the interviews. For the video. Now, Venomous Visuals uses that as the marker. So when we put the videos together, so it's become habit. But now I just do it kind of as a joke. But
to get it on t-shirts, man.
Mad
merch and that. Yeah. Mad merch.
But it's probably copyright to a million other people. However, we've claimed it here on the Wordlife Show. Right. So for anyone who's just tuned in, it's the Wordlife Show every Tuesday, 8 till 10, hosted by myself, Krazy, and I'm lucky enough to be joined by Mr. Rising Sun. It feels like there's an actual sun in the building where it's so hot in here, though.
Applause.
Yeah. Same.
Right.
Now, ultimately, we're here to celebrate the launch of your new EP or EP. Alright, Rising, what have you had for lunch, bruv? You need
Sorry
to go
about
see a doctor.
Move with your motorbike, man. Right, so new EP. Yeah, Dead Time 2, Laugh Now, Die Later. It's out now on all streaming platforms, and it's out now on my Bandcamp and so forth and so forth.
And if you've done, say thanks. Right. On the road. Look, I wanted to go a bit more in depth with it. I wanted to go through track by track, because the last time you were here, that motorbike's wild, isn't it? I can still hear it. Yeah, that's actually outside of the studio, through windows and walls and everything like that. That's mad. Right. Madness.
Go away.
Yeah, it's spoiling our interview. Right, so last time you come on the show, we said that we weren't going to drop Dead Time 2 just yet. You said you were in a certain place in your life with Dead Time, a darker place.
Yeah.
And I think, Dead Time 2 was what you started working on instantly after Dead Time 1, because you were still in that headspace. But then life took some changes and you started working on some more reflective music. So you had the Lifetime album and then King EP that was coming up.
Yeah.
But they weren't quite finished yet.
Yeah.
Dead Time 2, you had all of the tracks there already.
Pretty much. I mean, it was like leftover stuff from Dead Time 1 that didn't make the cut, and I'd found new beats for and stuff, but there was a couple of tracks as well that was new. And then to be honest, there was like, for me, you remember the conversation we had where I was just like, none of them are fitting together, the tracks ain't fitting together. Right, so I had to just make the tracks. I almost canned the whole project, didn't I? But then we found the triple fret beat, and I think that kind of stitched things together, and then I decided to put Certified in there because of how it sounded coming in after triple fret. And then the package was, because for me it's very,
then you had 5 songs.
So it's very much about how the songs lead into each other as well. You don't just pick 5 bangers and stick them out. That's not how it works.
So much.
It's kind of got to have a vibe that builds. It's either got to have a story that builds or a vibe or a progression, unfolding concept. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think Certified's very different from the rest of the songs on there, but I think it's very fitting in a strange way, if that kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? So that
was originally for Lifetime.
So this is what I was going to say, because it's more of a story about yourself, whereas the Dead Time stuff is more barsy, more like, I think the concept of the first one, as you said, you were deaf. You know what I mean? It was like a metaphor that you're deaf, and taking out all of the MCs and
coming into this clean up,
and
but also just because I have a very strange relationship with death, as in death has been around me a lot in my life and has affected my life a lot, and taken a lot of people away very, very indiscriminately. And so in order to truly understand something, you have to become it. You see what I'm saying? See, like, when Bruce Lee says, when you pour the water into the teapot, the water becomes the teapot.
Yeah.
So
be like
that
water.
was me getting into the headspace of death and how can you just be so cruel and indiscriminate.
Right.
And that was the mentality that came out. So I went internal into the darkness.
Yeah.
And that's what I came out with.
That's what you come out with, yeah. I think, as I say, it was a reflection of where you were in your head at the time as well. I think going through those things, it's trying to make sense of it, you know what I mean? Trying to come up with a logic behind it and everything like that, you know?
And also kind of just reflects the coldness of the world that we live in as well. I mean, people are just doing unspeakable things and like just going and drinking coffee afterwards like it's normal, and it's just like
coffee, beer, amongst
you know what I'm saying?
But no, look at some of the stuff that's going on in the world, you know what I mean, at the moment. I mean, it's a horrible place out there, I mean, and I think basically certain things in your music basically reflected that, and certain, as you say, where you were in life. But I think you then started coming into a happier life. I think you were just, I could tell you as my friend, you were just a happier person in general. Like, not say you completely got over the death and things like that, but I think sometimes it gets easier to live with those things. You get better at dealing with these sort of things, if that makes sense.
Well, as you know, as my friend, you know that I live with mental health, quite extreme mental health problems, and I have to take medication to help me regulate and stuff. So after dead time, I kind of entered a more reflective space, because by then my therapy sessions had kicked in, and I was well into the therapy and stuff. So I was like working stuff out. Then the therapy ended, and it left me what it left me with, which was a lot of ticked boxes and answered questions. So this is why I implore, if you have the opportunity to seek and get therapy, do it. There's nothing weak about it. You are still a strong man.
Well,
but you need to do it.
Do you know what I think it opened up? It opened up you talking about yourself.
Which I've never done
which
before.
Which is Lifetime. You know, and I think that's, I mean, we're talking about something they can't hear, but you're going to do a couple songs on the live performance from that project.
I'm going to try, because they're very personal.
And very emotional songs. And very new as well. So, if you happen to have to look through your phone, I wouldn't mind.
Bro, if it's like, I would prefer to read them off my phone. I know we're on radio, people can't see, but obviously for the video as well, I don't want the video to look bad, but I understand, like, I can't perform anything from Dead Time 2, because it's too very, very rude.
I didn't want to say too much on that, but basically, I think the concepts and sort of things, you wouldn't be doing the tracks justice if you performed them and then like changed every other word. No,
and where we've had as well, where people who are not from the culture clearly misunderstand artistic interpretation. Sometimes it can be misconstrued as promoting negative, something that you're not,
which is really,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
It's all perspective. You know, it's music, it's all subjective. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you a little couple previews of there's 2 tracks I've got with me from the Lifetime project, which is next. So Lifetime is kind of like a prequel to Dead Time, because when people hear Dead Time, they ask me, what the F is wrong with you? Bro.
But this gives context to why you might be tapped.
Because that's why I ended Dead Time 2 on the track that I ended it on, because that's gonna leave people thinking, whoa, I want to know more about that. So Lifetime is gonna come now latter as like a prequel, and it's about my life and my childhood, and you're gonna see why I'm on so many meds.
I mean, I know. So I just, you know, look, I can't wait for them to hear the material, and I think there's so many people in the world that will be able to relate to. I'm not trying to say it's common, don't worry about it, but it's a lot more common than you think. People are going through a lot of bad stuff in the world, and I think that basically by hearing someone like yourself come forward and start speaking about it, you're going to open doors for other people to speak about it.
That's all I want to do,
and I think it's so important. You know what I mean?
To be honest, I'm not out here chasing fame or anything like that. It's just like, obviously with Dead Time, I wanted to make my mark as an MC, and you know,
that was more of a statement piece. I'm here now.
You know, now it's so like, why are we really here? Why do we really make music? Why do we really use our voice? Do you know what I'm saying? So you know,
otherwise you're just doing it for the wrong reason, right?
Like, we're not here for fame and money, although it's nice, you know. But I just want to make a change. So when I close my eyes and leave this world, you know, 20 years after I pass away, someone's going to be still talking about, this is what this guy did. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think this is that project. So that Lifetime.
This will be, and then King for me is the big one.
I think King's an empowerment thing. I kind of wanted you to drop King before Lifetime, just because I think the way social media is, the way I think people could do with that positive ray of sunshine in their life, you know what I mean?
But you see, King, it's like, for me, it's a monumental piece, and I want to talk to Idris. I want to talk to you. Like Bada, I want to talk to you. There's people out there that I feel like I want to put together an artistic team with of just features and collaborations that are going to help me put out the message that needs to go out into the ends.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because right now there's nobody reminding these youths that are out there doing all sorts of horrific stuff of who they really are and where they've really come from. So I think we really desperately need that in the game as well.
Some positive encouragement.
Like, conscious hip hop died, and people think like conscious hip hop's so naff. And it doesn't have to be naff. Do you know what I'm saying? It can still be cool and informative, but street at the same time. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's about finding the balance.
There's a crossover.
It's about finding the balance.
And I think it's about respecting someone and stuff like that. And if people can respect you as an artist, they'll respect you when you say the other stuff. You know what I mean? And I think it's got you to a stage now where you come out with the dead times and stuff that if people don't respect you as an MC, they don't respect their ears. They don't respect music. They don't. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Yeah,
brother. It's real. That I've heard all of the music. I record it all, so I'm privy to it in advance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like we got a song like Warriors. Where I talk about. I name drop bare like African kings and warriors and say this is where we've come. This is our bloodlines. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is who you are. Be proud of who you are.
And the fact that you go on for generations and generations and generations and generations and generations of awesomeness, and it's not like slavery was a massive thing, and but I think people need to remember what happened prior to that.
Yeah,
you see what I'm
because
saying?
when they came to Africa, they didn't find slaves.
No, they found kings. They found
they found civilization.
They
found things that they didn't have.
Incredible intelligence, mathematicians.
And they were so baffled
that.
How do these people that seem so quote unquote primitive have these kind of amazing things? But when you're talking about gold and oils and materials and herbs and plants and all kind of stuff, medicine and all sorts.
Well, you think some of the minerals and things you get in Africa that we just don't have here. You know what I mean?
And we can't live without them now, such as like the cobalt and stuff that they use to make our SIM cards.
Have you seen what's going on with the cobalt mines, bro? That's a whole next conversation.
That's a whole nother show. That's a whole nother show.
Do you know what I'm going to say though, people? Please look into that. And if there's anything you can do to support people, because it's not reported enough on the news.
Free Congo.
Free the Congo. It's mental what's going over there. It's like literally modern day slavery still. You know what I mean? It's disgusting. Like quite frankly, and the problem is us over here. It's just because of how much we need cobalt. How much we rely on that stuff. Most people probably don't even know what cobalt is. It's really not that forefront of our knowledge. You know what I mean?
Nah, we just because we take it for granted, innit? We don't see the SIM card; it's inside the phone. So we just take it for that little piece of metal there. It runs the whole phone. And it just won't work without that.
Now, basically, I don't want to take away from your live performance. Okay, so I'm gonna have to skip into the adverts now. Okay, but basically, Dead Time 2 is out on all streaming platforms.
It's out on all streaming platforms, Bandcamp, YouTube. You've got the AI visualizer release on the YouTube channel, which is exclusive to the Wordlife YouTube channel.
Very interesting.
Nowhere else.
Very, very different. Tried something new technology there, and I think it worked.
And when you listen to the Omen again, it's like a characterization. And please don't think that I'm an actual devil worshipper, and just because all my imagery is quite dark. It purely
was relative to Dead
mockery.
Time.
It's mockery.
It was all relative, and that's what matters, isn't it? So, look, right. So we are going to go straight into some adverts now. We'll be back on the other side with a live performance there. But make sure you go check out Dead Time Part 2. And thank you for coming, bro.
Stick that kettle on.
Let's go. Alright.
When it comes to this rapping thing, none of you want it with me. You don't want it with me. Wordlife's the gang, Mud is the fam, I'll take over the scene. Open your mouth off round and find out, you will know what I mean. I am supreme, and this is the team. Here we come, place your bets. Wordlife is good.